BBC Radio 1.
You've appeared in 2 Best Picture nominated movies. That's Lady Bird and Call Me By Your Name.
Mm-hmm.
You've been nominated for an Oscar for the latter. You've been nominated for a BAFTA for your work on Beautiful Boy. You're soon to be seen in Greta Gerwig's Little Women. You've been cast as Paul Atreides in Dune. That's Denis Villeneuve's new take on the seminal sci-fi classic. You will appear in Wes Anderson's new ensemble drama, The French Dispatch, and your latest, The King, where you play Henry V. You're, let me get this right, 23?
Yes, sir.
How's that feel?
Feels good.
Feels good, right?
Feels good, and
No
hopefully
pressure.
just getting started. Yeah.
Be honest with me, did you take this role just because your middle name is Hal?
No, but that was I'm glad you know that. Thank you for knowing that. There are roles that terrify you, and I think those are good to do sometimes. And they're good to do the things that feel like they're in your wheelhouse. But I read this script for the first time, and I felt like, wow, this is an excellent script.
Yep.
It's one of the best scripts I've ever read. But I'm sure whoever does it's gonna have a great time doing it. And then read it again, trying to see myself in it, and felt like 40% of the scenes I could see myself in or something, but the other 60% I was like, I don't know what they're thinking. And but that was terrifying and exhilarating, and ultimately terrifying in the idea that eventually I was gonna be speaking about it on BBC and speaking about it in this country, because you know, I was surprised at the premiere last night nobody like drove a stake through my heart or something for being an American trying to do this role.
I do have to ask you though about like tackling a character like this. I've actually got a list here of what I think were the biggest challenges for you. And again, do let me know, you need to add any others into this list. You've got to walk in a suit of armor.
Yes.
Like with the chainmail and all the plate.
Yes.
Then you've got to fight in a suit of armor.
Yes.
Then you've got to walk and fight in a suit of armor, and this is one of the best bits in the movie, during a like mud bath. I mean, that was crazy.
Yes.
In addition to that, you've got to play hungover. Maybe that's not that much of a challenge, right? You've also got archaic dialogue, the English accent, all of this emotional trauma I'd be having if I had that bulk up. Plus, resisting the temptation to correct Robert Pattinson on his French accent. You want to be like, well, we kind of say it more like this, but you do your thing. I just feel like this, also having the Shakespeare connection, were you trying to step away from the traditional way of tackling these 3 plays?
Absolutely, and that's why I love the way you framed that question, because everything you just listed felt like a checkbox and a necessary one at that. Not the Pattinson point, but everything besides that. And those all felt like necessary boxes that get checked. But historical fact cannot be taken as narrative or good storytelling, and that was the scariest thing, was thinking, I'm going to try and do Henry V, and we're going to try and work on this, and only do it to get it as it would have been, because it isn't blasphemous to be boring, but
Sure.
But you got to make it live too. You got to like it's made to be seen.
What do you think will be the fondest memories of shooting this film, like in years to come? Because you are working with a great cast and you are getting to these battle scenes. For me, that's a dream come true. That sort of cinematic experience of being part of a battle like that, I mean, it's amazing, right?
Yeah, that was the best. You just said it. That was the best part. That's like, I remember being in drama high school and they said, like, if you're here to be on red carpets or to do it big, you're in the wrong place, because that's not what acting is about.
Who do you think now is the most famous person in your phone book? If you were to go to your phone, is it like, check this out, Bill Murray? I mean, if you got Steve Carell alone, that would be pretty.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, no, and I do have Steve. I sent him an email for his birthday.
Last time we spoke, you mentioned to me that you saw that I was excited about June. And you went, just wait till you see the cast list. You were not kidding.
I wasn't wrong, huh? Right. Okay,
You
good.
were not kidding. Do you think you'll ever get starstruck again, or is that gone now?
No, I get starstruck continuously, and I'm nervous about ever getting accustomed to it. What I'm grateful for is I think that erosion happens when you see through the facade of whatever it is you're doing, but I haven't had, and this is the part of my career I'm most grateful for, I haven't had a neutered, homogenous, like, all respect to these bigger studio movies, like, and Dune will be one of them, but those press junkets that are, whatever, like massive machines, everything I've done has felt very unique and organic and,
real.
And that's also by way of luck too, because I went up for these bigger things, I just didn't get them at the time, and then Call Me By Your Name was really the thing that like helped really get me going, and that movie had a thanks to Luca Guadagnino, the director, had a real, like, root feeling, real organic feeling.
I can't believe you changed it again.
Oh, I changed it a little bit.
Yeah, why?
I just played it the way Busoni would have played it if he'd altered Liszt's version.
And what is wrong with Bach, the way Bach would have played Bach's
Bach never
version?
wrote it for the guitar. In fact, we're not even sure Bach wrote
Forget
it at
I
all.
asked.
I read somewhere that Paul Thomas Anderson said that Call Me By Your Name was his favourite film of 2017.
Oh, yeah.
When you hear stuff like that, do you almost feel like you're kind of distanced from your body and you're just going, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's nothing to do with me, but cool.
Man, that's exactly how I feel, especially in regards to him, and he's like the greatest living director, or one of them, you know. And so, you know, I just saw Anima on Netflix, a short. Yeah, that's a real pinch me moment, and we're lucky on the American side, on the other side of the pond, that we have someone like that. That's such a, you know, incredible storyteller, and stories that are often uniquely, I don't want to say American, but I think they call him the Bard of the San Fernando Valley or something, yeah.
I mean, that film means so much to so many people, myself included. I've got friends at work who, they watched the film, they read the book, they watched the film, then they read the book again,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
It's this humongous thing, but when people spot you in the street or they bump into you at events, what sort of moments, what sort of questions do you get asked about that movie?
The questions as it relates to the narrative, I don't get so much anymore. At the time, it was more about the scene with the father at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Right now, there's sorrow, pain. Don't kill it. And with it, the joy you felt.
And where will it go from here? Will there be a second? That's the main question. Will there be a second one? Will there be a second one?
The dancing scene, people must bring up.
Yeah, they got. Yeah, the Day of the Army. Yeah, they'll have to write in a new one.
Just to go back to this film, I just wondered whether, having wrapped it up and completed what feels, I'm imagining, like an epic, like, challenge to complete this movie, did you get to keep any mementos from it? Like, I'd be the guy saying to the producer, so this sword,
Yeah.
I mean, is it going anywhere?
Right.
Could I have the sword?
The sword would have been. I feel dumb because you're right. The sword should have been the thing I grabbed, but I grabbed the helmet instead.
The
It's like
helmet.
a thick metal helmet, and I have it's a period chain. I was assured, but it kind of has a contemporary feel to it.
Okay. With this amazing journey you're going on, what advice sticks in your mind as being the best you've been given so far?
I don't know, because I don't know, that it almost feels like there's two requisites to the job. There's like the actual there's the doing of it,
Yep.
which is, you know, I don't want to say, I mean, it feels blue collar, and all I mean by that is the day-to-day of it.
Yep.
Because ultimately it is like a dream job and an awesome thing to work on. And then the other side of it is this kind of field. And this, I don't feel like there's great advice almost to be had, because it is all
Yep.
wacko land and like totally weird and awesome too, because it means people are caring about what you're doing, but it's harder to gauge. But in the creative process, like Edie Falco, who's a great actress from Nurse Jackie and The Sopranos, she gave a Q&A at a drama school I was at. Somebody said, "What's your process?" She said, "I don't know, I just do it." And I loved that, because it felt like that's not pretentious and that's not, you know, indecipherable. That's just like, you know, that makes sense.
Is there any truth in the IMDb trivia I found here that you saw Heath Ledger's performance in The Dark Knight and you thought, I think this is giving me the courage to go ahead and do it?
Yeah, that's totally true. I mean, I saw that with my mom and my grandma in Times Square. I just felt like I wanted to be doing exactly what that guy is doing.
They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. See, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
But I like too, maybe this speaks to Christopher Nolan's amazing directing and the kind of worlds he's able to build in those films. Is that's like a wild performance that feels all the more wild and visceral, because his movies have that clean structure or something. And so yeah, I always wanted to and still want to do parts like that.
I mean, one day, however many years later, you would be an amazing Joker.
Have you seen the new one or no?
I have. I'm still thinking about it.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I feel like he's the greatest. I feel like him and Bale and Denzel and Leo and I mean, there's a whole list. I feel like they're all...
And you've probably met them all, right? So when fans do bump into you on the street, what do they typically say?
Some people know a lot and are well researched, and some people it's more like, wait, I know you from something, you know. And
Did we go to school?
Yeah, did we go to school together? Or like, oh, you're the Spider-Man, you're the Tom Holland guy. I'm like, no, it's not me.
I love the idea that they don't say you're Tom Holland. They go, you're the Spider-Man guy.
No, I guess I've never gotten that, but I haven't gotten the Spider-Man guy, but I have gotten Tom, which is awesome though, because he's a great guy and fucking awesome Spider-Man.
Agreed.
The best Spider-Man.
What did Law and Order teach you?
What did Law and Order teach me? That I don't know. Law and Order was like the mothership to New York actors for a long time. It kept everyone employed. It was like a rite of passage. It was like a stripe to. And I really felt that way too. That's my first real gig, was to be on Law and Order. So I don't know. I could already see the extraordinary professionalism. I was working with Anthony Anderson and Jeremy Sisto, and they were like. To me, they felt like. Just like huge stars, but then I immediately saw professionalism, line memorization, all of it, and I think there was an immediate lesson there, like, oh, clearly their lives are really cool, but there's a great degree of work that goes into this too.
How hard is it to not like properly laugh out loud seeing Joel dancing wearing a white penny?
Yeah, yeah.
With his top off.
No, I was laughing. Yeah.
Because that laugh felt so real. It was like,
Yeah.
did you even know the camera was on? Like, he's properly going for it.
He's properly going for it. He's going nuts. And Joel is, what a great actor. I'm sure you've talked to him.
Yeah, of course.
Great human, great. I got so lucky in this movie. Sean Harris, Robert Pattinson, Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah.
These are well-versed, well-experienced, like leathery actors. And I was maybe projecting my anxiety before the movie started. I thought, are they gonna like, you know, eat me alive basically for being this young guy that's trying to be the lead and play king? And I only had their support, and I'm very, very grateful for that, because I don't know, they could have been something harsher, and it wasn't. It was, everyone wanted the movie to be good, and I guess I was fearful. Yeah.
Look, why shouldn't you be? There's nothing wrong with fear in itself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I mean, a real treat to go through everything you've done so far, and
No.
congratulations on the film.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. If you like that, then do watch these videos, or you can listen to my podcast called Radio 1 Screen Time. Oh, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button. You can now get more Radio 1 in your life by downloading the BBC Sounds app or the BBC iPlayer app. Search for full-length versions of these interviews by typing in Movies with Ali Plumb.